Wouldn't it be great to see into the future and understand how the choices we make today will affect the lives we live tomorrow, a week from now, or even 14 years from now? Well, hold on tight, because this is what tourism might look like in the year 2023. The UK economy is booming. The Copenhagen Climate Change Conference of 2010 established massive investment in green technology. And now, 13 years later, people travel faster, further, and more frequently than ever before. New road, rail, sea, and air routes have advanced through deserts, across oceans, and over mountains, bringing mass tourism to every corner of the planet. The use of new open-rotor engines, carbon scrubbers, and algae-based fuels means the skies teem with jets, while suborbital craft carry the elite in private 7-star luxury. At sea, the largest ships, practically floating cities, routinely carry over 7,000 passengers, and smaller power craft crisscross the oceans, providing point-to-point travel for the wealthy. Rail, too, is a popular means of travel, with new high-speed cross-continental routes opening every month. Better transport has brought about exciting new destinations, from the ancient monasteries of Burma to the arid ice plains of Antarctica. Meanwhile, many British tourists seize the opportunity to have medical and beauty treatments on holiday at a fraction of the price back home. But all of this comes at a cost. Many destinations are suffering from overcrowding, and some resorts rely on virtual reality to enhance disappointing attractions. The use of biofuels in transport puts extra pressure on an agricultural industry already struggling to support the world's high population. But most worryingly, emissions trading has seen vital parts of the economy endure carbon cuts to support the growth of tourism. Many people are asking how long this can continue and what the lasting consequences will be. For now, however, business is good, and tourists are enjoying a guilt-free travelling experience across the globe and beyond.
Okay, so in this world, what we've done for each of them is explore which destinations are growing. And you can see, because there's such a kind of sense of exploration about this world and people can travel, they're going to lots and lots of far-flung places that you wouldn't expect them to be going to normally. So these are the growing destinations, and this is the one scenario where France isn't necessarily a growth destination. That's not to say that people aren't coming to France, but they're being much more adventurous about where they go. And so that means that staying fresh is going to be one of the most important things in this world. So in terms of the implications for France, basically growth will depend on proving the value of tourism, continuing to be able to maintain that balance so that other industries are being more efficient while people continue to fly. Less relevant for France because of all of the overland, oversea options, but low carbon will be really important in this world. France as a destination will need to cater for a diverse range of tourists, but as I say, staying fresh and enticing people to come here when they can go pretty much anywhere in the world is probably going to be the biggest challenge. So in the next scenario, this is a different sort of world, divided disquiet. This is a troubled world where overseas travel is less attractive, so the level of disruption that people have experienced travelling has put them off travelling, essentially. It's a world where we've seen a range of disasters similar to the one that we experienced last week, some of them driven by climate change, some of them driven by other issues, security, tension over water shortages. So not a very attractive world. And really, it's resulted in destinations being less attractive because they just haven't prepared. They haven't been able to adapt. They haven't got that resilience. And so people are substituting holidays with things like virtual reality. And there's just this sense that actually it's a bit too much hassle to travel too far.
Here is planet Earth, today in 2123. It's dirty, overexploited, barren. In this episode, we will be rewinding 100 years and looking at the part the tourism industry played in this planet's collapse. This is how the Earth looked in the year 2000. Greener, cleaner. But by the year 2023, the global population was over 8 billion, causing chaos. Political unrest and devastating climate change had led to instability. Security was tight, and travel became complicated, time-consuming, and inefficient. Destinations became overcrowded and overdeveloped. Many people began to think that holidaying abroad just made the world's problems worse. A lack of global cooperation had split the world into protectionist blocs, with each country looking out for itself. Tensions in some areas ran so high that tour operators routinely staggered or segregated visitors according to nationality and race. Attempts to defend destinations against the impacts of climate change came too late for some. In 2023, the government of the Maldives was forced to begin relocating residents to India due to the relentless rise in sea levels. Businesses did begin to step in with innovative responses. One tour operator helped water-stressed areas by pioneering the Hydro Express. This was a train that carried water together with holidaymakers to Barcelona. New technology meant that long-distance journeys were often unnecessary. The virtual window allowed people separated by thousands of miles to have meetings and share dinner without travelling. So-called doomsday tourism flourished, with holidaymakers flocking to see sights the world was losing forever. The increased numbers of visitors meant that damage to these destinations accelerated. By the end of 2023, the tourism industry was on its knees, and countries that once relied on income from tourists were devastated. The tourism industry had become a modern mistake, leading us to wonder, could anything have been done differently?
So, not a very cheery picture. I should say that we got some students from Goldsmith College to do these animations, and they always focus down on the most negative elements of any scenario because obviously that makes a more interesting animation. So in this scenario, you can see that people are staying closer to home, and so France benefits because it's seen as a secure and safe destination. People want to come here because they want something different, but they're not prepared to go too far or into too risky places. So this is potentially good for France, although it's not good for the industry as a whole, as you'll have seen from the animation. So the main thing in terms of growth in this scenario is essentially enticing people to travel. So keeping them motivated, demonstrating that it's quite straightforward, helping them maneuver through the difficult security barriers, ensuring that travel is smooth. So I've said smooth overland options, I mean overland over sea, because actually going to airports and going through all of the security becomes incredibly hassleful in this scenario. And also managing that overcrowding and cultural tension. So that whole sense of this being a slightly uncomfortable world. But still some real opportunities, especially for travel consultants and travel agents who can help facilitate smoother travel experiences.